name's Mary.
My name is Luke.
And welcome to the Totally Schway Flip Side, the sister podcast of Totally Schway, which is on Serum Lake's channel. If you don't know who Serum Lake is, he's the guy that's with me right now.
It's me.
Yeah. So, we have been on a journey with Caped Crusader, and now we're on the 7th episode?
Yes.
And this is an important one. Sorry I interrupted you, but this is important.
And just the usual reminder, if you haven't watched the episode, go watch it now.
Yeah, on Amazon.
Yeah, don't listen to us talking about all of the details and the spoilery stuff. Go watch it for yourself first, and then come back and listen to what we have to say, and then share your opinions on it.
Yeah, it's such a good show. And it's an animated show. I love animated shows for the most part, if they include Batman or Green Lantern or Jean Jones. But it's such a good show.
Well, yeah, we wouldn't have completely upended our lives to knock out 10 episodes of a podcast in a row if this show wasn't good and worth talking about. If it wasn't that great, we would have just gone, yeah, all right, fine, maybe we'll do one episode about it, or maybe we'd do our usual fortnightly schedule, one episode at a time, but then that would take 6 months, I swear.
I'm thinking of Taylor Swift. What's up for? Oop, no copyright claim.
Yeah, no copyright claims.
Nope,
but anyway.
So I would entitle this episode, Protect Gordon at All Cost.
Yeah, well, I should add that from the press screener we were given access to, they didn't tell us the names of the episodes. It's just like Caped Crusader 1, Caped Crusader 2.
Yeah, that's why I
sometimes
occasionally name them, like Cat and Bat.
Yeah. So why don't you give us the broad overview of this episode, Mary?
So basically, you could sum up this episode with Gordon making dad noises.
No, you can't. I mean, that's an element of it, but...
Yeah. So this episode is about someone's put a hit out on Gordon. Mm-hmm. And throughout the episode, we're trying to protect Gordon. We're trying to, obviously, not get him killed. And what's really cool is we get to meet two characters we haven't met in this series yet.
Yeah. One of them very, very briefly, at the start of the episode, before the credits, takes a pop shot at Gordon. And he is Floyd Lawton, also known as Deadshot. Mm-hmm.
And then we get to meet a really awesome character, I think, anyway. I think it's mainly because I really like... I know it doesn't seem like it, but I really like English. And I was good at English in high school, and that's Onomatopoeia.
Yes, so after Deadshot's failed attempt at killing Gordon, they're put into protective custody, and so the guy that's issuing the hit ups the price to attract a better class of hitman, and that brings Onomatopoeia to Gotham with his little entourage of fanboys with their matching outfits, the big black trench coats and fedoras. Now, Onomatopoeia is a Green Arrow villain. I did a little video about Onomatopoeia. Did I mention that Kevin Smith watched it and said it was good? Did I mention that already? And this isn't the first time that Batman media has kind of smuggled over other hero villains. I mean, we didn't mention that Gentleman Ghost is traditionally a Hawkman villain. And the Clock King in the 66 Batman TV series and Batman the Animated Series, he is also a Green Lantern villain. Green Arrow villain, excuse me. But he is... I love Onomatopoeia in this. He's just great. When he unveils himself, when he gets off the train for the first time, it had me in stitches. And I'm actually a little mad that they spoiled that in the trailer that was released a couple of days ago for us.
He says that lightly, by the way.
Yeah. I mean, I was Onomatopoeia stands and goes, dun, dun, dun! Which was just perfect, absolutely perfect. This is obviously a very dark and serious episode. You know, it's about someone trying to be murdered, or someone trying to murder someone else. Excuse me.
But that's one of the great things that we've seen so far in this series, is that the humor is perfectly placed to give you a tiny bit of a break, but not too much. Yeah,
I really like the bit where, okay, so they send Onomatopoeia's goons, they take a police car and chase after Gordon.
Bye.
And like the supporting cast of detectives is Driver, Corrigan, Montoya. I think that was it, wasn't it? Yeah, and they like shoot back at the guys and end up causing the car to crash and explode. And they show no concern about killing those armed assassins. In fact, they leave their corpses there to burn in the rubble, or the wreckage, I should say. Mm-hmm. But when Onomatopoeia catches up with them later on, he's like examining the crime scene, so to speak, and he notices there's an oil trail. And his henchmen are all like, oh no, we'll never find them now. But then he shines the torchlight on the oil and goes, blip, blip, blip. And then just starts following it, going blip, blip, blip. Mm-hmm. And these henchmen are like, oh wow, boss, good find. You've saved the day. Well done, boss. He's going blip, blip, blip.
My type of villain.
Yeah. I think he's really great. He is really great.
So what do you think about Barbara in this episode?
So are we going to spoil the twist? We are, aren't we?
Yeah, so I'm going to spoil the twist. The hit's not out on commish.
No.
And there's a scene in this where they're like, the hit wasn't on you. And then we realized the hit was actually on Barbara Gordon.
Yes, so for this whole time that they've been hiding Commissioner Gordon away, it's actually Barbara that was the target. And Batman's been investigating this, so there's a really funny scene where he says to Barbara, like, I've been asking questions. And then it cuts to a flashback of like all these men beaten up in a bar, and he's like choking someone up against the wall.
Yeah.
And he breaks into, now do they call it Blackgate Prison or do they call it Stonegate? I think they call it Blackgate Prison. Anyway, he breaks into the prison to go and find the person that placed the hit. Mm-hmm. And the guy is one of Barbara's former clients that he feels like she didn't get him a good enough deal and he doesn't deserve to be in prison.
Yeah.
So he puts a hit out on her. And just like, how bafflingly unaware of yourself are you? Mm-hmm. You have no self-awareness at all. Prison is the perfect place for you. She got you a better deal than you deserved, you awful scumbag. And it's funny when Batman comes in there to interrogate him, he acts all scared. Mm-hmm. Like, oh no, and then he goes for his shank and tries to stab Batman, and obviously that does not go very well for him.
Oh no.
Batman beats the tar out of him.
Yeah. And I love this so much because it shows lady power. Like lady powers. Because sometimes our superpowers don't involve capes. And Barbara herself sits in front of this man.
Yes.
Stone cold.
Yeah.
Shows little to no emotion.
Yeah.
As he's telling her what he did. And she's like,
Where he says,
yeah.
Tell your friend I did what he said. The hit is cancelled.
Yeah. But I love how awesome that the lady characters are portrayed in the series.
Yeah.
I really do, because it's strong lady power. And it's also not just the ladies. Sorry I interrupted you, but it's not just the ladies. It's, a lot of the characters that, aren't just the stars.
Yeah.
You have some really strong characters.
Well, like Montoya.
Yeah.
And it's not like they spend the whole time going, look how strong these girls are.
Yeah, you get these moments.
They just exist.
Yeah.
They just exist and they just do things. And nobody, they're not like banging a drum about it going, yay, girls are great. Girls can be tough too. Woo.
Women.
Women can be tough too. Woo. But they literally just exist. They don't make a big deal out of it. And case in point, when the associates of Onomatopoeia have got Corrigan and Barbara cornered, Barbara hides behind a door, not because she's cowering, but so she can get the drop on them. Mm-hmm. And while they're looking at Corrigan, she jumps behind them and starts beating them around the head and choking them out. Mm-hmm. And and Montoya, she's very fierce. She's protecting Commissioner Gordon with her life, and I think it's very telling that Commissioner Gordon cannot find safety among the regular GCPD.
Yeah, because
they try to take him to a safe house and they get ambushed by Onomatopoeia's men, which indicates that somebody talked. Somebody whose name
BNF
sounds like Bollock.
Or Flask.
Yeah, Bollock and Flask.
Yeah. I found that incredibly heartbreaking
Yeah.
I mean, that's a dramatic way of saying it, but
Well, it's
it
depressing,
sucks
isn't
that
it?
you're the commissioner of this police department that you've put your blood, sweat, and tears in, and you cannot find safety with them
No,
for the
but
most part.
it is ironic, though, that they find safety among a construction site of a new neighbourhood that Bruce Wayne is building, Wayne Gardens, just outside of Gotham. A lovely neighbourhood that's intended to be a safe place for people to live. And Montoya makes a very kind of pointed remark about this. When she talks about where Barbara Gordon grew up. She grew up on the other side of the bridge. It's just outside of Gotham City, but practically Gotham City. And she said that's the problem with most people. They don't want to stick around and make Gotham better. They'd sooner move to the suburbs where it's nice and pretty and safe. And I guess that's kind of... Batman has his cake and eats it. Because he is building these nice, safe areas outside for the people that want it. Meanwhile, he is in the city trying to make it better for everybody else. That was very pointed and very, very nice.
And it just... It's truly a Bruce Wayne Batman thing to do, isn't it?
Yeah. And this episode shows Commissioner Gordon that Batman is someone that he can trust. If it hadn't already been really obvious when he was saving those children from Firebug.
Yeah.
Because it's not the GCPD that come and rally around him to protect him. It's Batman. Batman turns up and fights off Onomatopoeia and his henchmen. And I just want to say I absolutely love the fight scene between Batman and Onomatopoeia.
Oh, yes.
So
yes.
When
yes.
every time he dodges, he goes swish.
Swish.
Bam, bam, bam.
I was like, bang, bang.
Yeah. And the way Batman defeats him, perfect. He chops him in the throat so that he can't make any noise. And then just looks him dead in the eye and goes, pow, and punches him out.
That was wonderful because it's kind of like a callback to the comics as well,
the
isn't
60s
it?
show. Yeah. Absolutely perfect.
And the 60s show, yeah.
And it's, what I found really funny actually was they arrest Onomatopoeia. They don't take his mask off though. They just load him into the back of the truck, and he's got his mask on. His goons are all there. I just thought it was really funny they didn't unmask him.
No,
so we don't see him. Because when he arrives in Gotham, we can see him pulling on the mask, and we get a little glimpse of his chin, but we never see his face. Yeah. And I think that's probably the point with Onomatopoeia. He's not supposed to be someone you can recognise. Now, if you've read Batman The Widening Gyre, then you know what he looks like, because he's in that quite a lot. And I talked about that in my Onomatopoeia video.
Yeah, you can go and watch that on the Serum Lake YouTube channel.
Maybe I'll put a link to it in the description of the info button above.
Yeah, I think this is a very important episode.
Yeah.
Because you're seeing that it's the Gordons. It's not just Commish Gordon.
Yeah.
It is the Gordons, because Barbara is just as important as Papa Gordon.
Yeah.
Because she does, being an attorney or a lawyer can be dangerous at times, because you're trying to defend people that are probably at some point guilty, but you're just trying to get a lesser sentence. You're not, saying, oh, they're innocent. You're not lying. You're just trying to make the situation better.
In theory, they're not lying.
But it's kind of... It's one of those professions that you think, oh my God, they make so much money. Actually, there are some public defenders out there that do not make a lot of money at all.
No, I don't think Barbara does either.
No. And they do it because they care and they want society to be a better place, and they believe in redemption.
They believe in justice.
Yes, and exactly what prison is for.
In theory.
Yeah, is supposed to, you do your crime, you do your time. And I think Barbara Gordon truly believes things like this. She also can tell you, don't mess with me because I did something good for you and you're going to do this.
Yeah, and she's not like a helpless damsel.
No, she's not. And that's something I love about this is Renee, Harley, Selena, Lady Penguin. They are not damsels in distress. They are fiercely independent ladies.
Yeah.
And they do the damn thing, and they get it done. Yeah, they get caught a lot of the times, like the villainous ones, but they do the damn thing and they do it good. Well, Selena doesn't. sometimes because she keeps getting caught. But it's nice. They're not, even though she gets caught, she's not in distress. She's like, meh, okay, I'll just try again.
So there's one damsel in distress I can think of in this series, and that was Yvonne Francis, the actress. Yeah. But even then,
she did the damn thing.
She wasn't like a traditional damsel in distress. Even when she was tied up in one of those traditional movie death traps, she was like, "You are over-relying on your makeup. Your performance is not authentic."
Yeah.
She was trying to wind him up.
Do you see what I mean? Like, doing it and showing, like, hey, I might be in this position, like this literal position where I might not get up from it, but I'm not going to tell you that you're going to lower me.
Yeah, you're not going to intimidate me. You're not going to get the pleasure of making me unhappy and sad.
I wish I felt like that in real life. The only person that like ups me on a daily basis is Luke. So I want to thank the creators for this, because these ladies up me and make me feel like, hey, I'm not a damsel in distress. I can do the damn thing too. So thanks to the creators for that.
I'm just going to look who wrote this episode, 'cause on my spreadsheet that Mary's been mocking. So the episode was written by Adama and Adan Ebo, two identical twins, filmmakers. They did a great job with the script.
Absolutely.
Very funny, very serious, very... We didn't talk about the GCPD. Sorry, you were going to say something about the writers.
Yeah, I love how they made Barbara in this, where Barbara didn't like cower when she found out the hit was about her. She went into, literal mode of investigating this and confronting the person that put the hit out on her, rather than like, oh my god, I'm gonna hide behind all these security guards or police officers.
Yeah. And actually, that's the point. She's very much like her father, because when Commissioner Gordon finds out the hit is on him, or at least he thinks it is, his response is, I'm going to carry on with life like normal.
Yeah.
And Barbara says to him, look, our neighbours are like 10 feet away. They could get caught in the crossfire. You coming home and refusing police protection and bringing the fight to this neighbourhood is selfish. We need to get you out of here. Spoken
like a true a good police officer. Also a good lawyer.
And speaking of good police officers, let's talk about Officer Driver and Officer Corrigan. Now, if anyone read Gotham Central, you'll know these two characters very well. Marcus Driver in this, he's driving the car when they're taking Commissioner Gordon to the safe house, or trying to. But he gets shot by Onomatopoeia's men. And so they have to find somewhere to treat him. And that's why they also the car gets shot up and it's not really running anymore. So they go and take shelter in the Wayne Gardens facility. Officer Corrigan, meanwhile, spends his whole time watching Barbara. And we learn that he is going to try to kill her because, in his words, it's just so much money. Nothing personal. He likes her, gets on well with her, but it's so much money. He can't resist.
Too much money ruins people.
Oh, I'd love the opportunity to be ruined by too much money.
I'm the type of person that, yes, I would like to have good money, but I think too much is too much.
Yeah.
And it does bad things.
In Gotham Central, it's Corrigan kills Detective Crispus Allen, who is Renee Montoya's partner at that point. And I'm kind of surprised he wasn't in this. But, he might have been, actually, but I just don't think he's had a significant role. So as soon as I saw Corrigan a couple of episodes ago, I was like, uh-oh, he's a wrong one. And anyone that knows their DC characters will probably be familiar with the name James Corrigan, because that is the Spectre. Now, he is not the Spectre in this. He's a corrupt policeman that goes to jail for trying to murder Barbara Gordon. Actually, thinking about when he gets caught, he's got the gun pointed at Barbara, but Commissioner Gordon shoots the gun out of his hand, and then Barbara punches him out. So it's nice that, as you said, Barbara's not a damsel in distress. She gets help from her dad, but she's the one that knocks him out.
But that's the good thing about, whether it's a good cop, good attorney, good person, the help is needed sometimes. But it's up to you to do the other things that need to get done, and that's what she did.
Yeah.
Now, am I the type of person that use my fist? No, I'm not. But Barbara is, and it was damn well deserved.
Yeah, she's not afraid to do it.
No.
So I think the key takeaways from this episode are the relationship between the Gordons and Batman is cemented.
Yes.
They now trust Batman.
Yes.
Commissioner Gordon also knows, without a shadow of a doubt, that there are very few people he can trust in the GCPD, within City Hall. And Barbara knows that even though she can try her best to help people, they're not always going to be satisfied with what she does.
Yep.
And, maybe some people aren't deserving of her help, but she's still going to help them anyway.
Yeah. Society is disappointing.
It can be, yeah, it can be sometimes. Yeah.
Even in animated shows.
Yeah, because, from that gangster's perspective, he had been wronged by Barbara.
Yeah.
He felt like he should have got a much lighter sentence. He says something to her like, "You don't know what it's like in here. I don't deserve to be in here. I'm not a monster." And it's like, well, actually, yes, you are. Because your first thought was, let's kill her. Mm-hmm. It's just it lacks complete self-awareness. So I found very, what's the word? Not touching, but it resonated with me. Like, yeah, complete lack of self-awareness. Mm-hmm. Amazing.
That's the thing with like villains, is they're just so selfish, and they think, oh my God, I've been so wronged by innocent people.
Yeah, I'm not a bad guy. I'm a nice guy.
I'm one of the good ones.
Oh,
I hate that phrase.
What do they say? That we're all heroes in our own story?
Yeah.
Even when you're very obviously a villain.
I don't know why people think that, because I don't think I'm a hero. I think I'm one of those people that's like, meh.
Because you're cruel and, I was going to say unusual, but that's not what I meant.
No, I am quite unusual. I just think in my life there's black and white. There is no grey.
I wish that were true, but I see all the shades of grey. Or I like to think I do.
So what'd you think of 50 Shades of Grey?
I've never seen it.
I liked it. All right, so on the next episode, we might or might not get to meet future Robins.
Spoilers.
That's going to be on episode 8. Thank y'all so much with all my heart and all my soul. Thank you so much for listening if you've got this far. And we're in the home stretch now.
Yep.
We've got 3 more episodes and I'm excited.
Me too.
All right. I love you guys. Bye.